It begins in a calm setting, along an open road. A young man named Cal rides with his sister, Becky. Due to her pregnancy, they have to stop so she can vomit. As they stay parked there, talking about their travels, they hear a young boy yelling for help in the grass. Becky thinks they should help him. She calls out to him, and he says he's been stuck there for days. Now it starts becoming strange. Who could possibly get lost in the grass that is rather close to the road for a matter of days? Soon, Becky hears there is a lady there with the boy. Then Cal ventures into the grass to rescue the child. While they both search, Becky calls 911. It doesn't take long for her to lose sight of Cal. We see him yelling out to the boy, whose name is Tobin. At this point, Becky believes they should go back to the road because the search is becoming unnerving. Cal also realizes there is something wrong there. In some moments, it sounds like they are further away from each other. Due to this, they agree to jump to see where they are. The first jump reveals they are close, but on the second one, Becky does not see Cal. This causes the man to lose his calm. He rushes to search for his sister, yet he can't find her. He falls in the mud instead. While he's down there, he discovers a lifeless dog nearby, covered in flies. Soon enough, Becky tells her brother to forget the kid. Their priority now is to get out. As she walks alone, another man finds her. His presence takes her somewhat aback, yet he assures her he is Tobin's father. He is Ross, telling her that if she wants to escape, she should come with him. If he knows how to escape, why is he there, she asks. The answer he gives is that he's looking for his family. When night comes, they are still there in the grass. Cal loses hope, which brings him to the ground. At this moment, Tobin appears. He tells Cal it is easier to find things once they are lifeless. To support his statement, he stands with the body of a bird in his hand. He also tells Cal that they heard a man yelling for help in the grass. That's how they became trapped here. Out of nowhere, he says Cal's sister will lose her life soon. This makes Cal question how he knows she is his sister. Tobin replies that there is a rock that teaches one to hear the tall grass, and the grass knows everything. From that, Cal reasons the boy must know where Becky is. Tobin wants to show him. Meanwhile, Becky walks with Ross. As she does, she notices some supplies beneath her. Though when she looks up, Ross is no longer there. His vanishing makes her call out to Cal, but someone else surprises her. After that, Tobin brings Cal to a huge rock. Once he touches it, the hairs on his arm stand up. That is when Cal hears Becky yelling to someone to get away from her. However, Tobin tells him it's too late. The brother rushes to look for her, yet the boy tells him he won't find her that way. The scene changes to a man arriving at a gas station. While there, he shows the lady who works at the store a picture of Becky with Cal. He asks if she has seen them. We don't get to hear her answer, though we see the man driving by a church. Seeing Becky's vehicle parked nearby prompts him to stop. He calls out to her. No one answers, so he enters the church. Inside, it is just as empty as outside. Coming back out, he finds a book with Becky's name on it. The only thing left to do is search the tall grass. As he walks in there, he does something the others did not do. He ties the grass to remember his way back. He yells out to Becky while doing it, but we see that one of them is starting to untie. It is strange, though not as strange as what happens next. He walks through the grass and notices the sun has changed its position. This is now a bizarre situation. When night comes, the man is still there. He lies down to look at his picture of Becky. It is quite likely he is the man who she was with. He hears something soon, which makes him look. At this time, he gets startled by Tobin's presence. He questions who the boy is, but Tobin asks if he hears something. The grass moves, allowing Tobin to hear things. After it stops, the boy says they know each other. He proves it by stating the man's name, Travis. He also knows he is looking for Becky. After hearing that, Travis demands to know where she is. However, Tobin believes it's not something he should want. He soon shows him why, by bringing him to her lifeless form. Travis agonizes over it. While he does, Tobin vanishes. In the morning, Travis awakens next to Becky. He takes a bracelet from her, which seems like it could be of some significance to him. Later, he hears some people, so he yells out to them. Strangely enough, those people are Tobin with his parents. The dog runs into the grass, making the family follow it. Travis warns them not to enter the grass, but Ross says it's too late. They get stuck in the supernatural maze, searching for each other until nightfall. Ross happens upon the huge rock. He slowly comes to it, before the scene fades into another day. We see the strangeness continue as Cal arrives with Becky. They are stuck in a time loop, utterly unaware of it. Then Travis walks, looking exhausted. It is uncertain how long he has now been in the grass. Yet eventually, he hears Becky's voice. He calls out to her, surprising her and Cal with his random presence. He says he came looking for her, making her wonder how he got there before them. It confuses him, but he seems more glad that she is alive. Following that, Tobin finds his lifeless dog. We realize it is the dog Cal found earlier. Tobin starts talking, allowing Travis and Becky to find him. Travis is amazed to see her alive. Whatever he saw earlier is now overridden by this fact. In a short time, Cal comes to them as well. He instantly hugs his sister. They start talking, with Cal stating they left 2 days ago. Yet Travis says it was more like 2 months. At that point, they realize they need a plan to get out. Becky feels like someone is watching them. The first action they take that resembles a plan is Travis lifting the boy on his shoulders to observe the area. He sees a building far away, so that is where they start walking. After some time, they stop because Becky feels the baby inside her. As they talk about the baby, Cal gets a call on his phone. someone speaks to them, but they can't understand the words due to static. What they could understand is that the person is suffering. Once it's over, it makes their strange situation even stranger. To add to it, we see someone's eye looking at them from behind the grass. While they keep walking, Becky starts bleeding. It causes her to fall and lose consciousness. Conveniently, Ross comes to them to offer his aid. By helping, Becky wakes up. Tobin is happy to reunite with his father. The man also tells them some fortunate news. He got to the road, but wasn't going to leave without his family, so they continue with their plan. Travis places the boy back on his shoulders. However, he tells them the building is no longer there. Ross is not surprised. That's how this place is, he tells them. Yet he assures the group that he knows how to leave. They walk at night, knowing their situation is beyond what they can understand. They all experienced events that don't make sense. They are trapped in one of the worst ways, being free to move but not knowing where an exit is. And now a man appears to tell them he knows how to escape. So they are now relying on his guidance. Ross takes the crew to the mystical rock. He starts talking about it emphatically, like it is a great thing that exists before them. He also says it is the way out. He places his hand on the rock, saying the others should touch it too. Cal is about to do it. A lady appearing to tell him not to is what prevents him. She is Natalie, Tobin's mother. She tells the group that Ross is lying. Her words bring confusion to him. Then Natalie sees Becky and struggles to say that she saw her when she wasn't alive. She also says Ross was going to hurt her. For a brief moment, we see bizarre people in the grass. Ross is there, being somehow mystically affected. With everything that they've heard up to now, Travis decides they should go their own way. Ross, however, says they are all there because they have to figure something out. The rock is what brought them there. Travis perceives his words to be troublesome. He tells the man he should let his wife go. To those words, Ross questions what will happen if he doesn't. The grass stops moving at that point. Ross is left to wonder why Natalie is there, because the rock would not show her the way unless it wanted her with them. He concludes all of this is happening to him. Seeing that the man has lost his mind, Travis tackles him. They fight, though Ross has the advantage. Afterward, he takes Natalie's head and crushes it between his hands. The man has acquired superhuman strength. Was it granted to him by the rock? Why did he enter life so suddenly without warning? Whatever he is now, the group cannot believe what it just witnessed. The only sensible action to take is to run from him. So they do that. Along the way, they encounter the dog in its living form. The group follows it as it runs. It seems to lead them to an empty building. In there, Cal accuses Travis of causing this mess. Yet Becky doesn't want to blame anyone. Cal has to remind her that Travis left her and wanted her to abort the baby. Travis agrees with Cal's words. Despite that, he says that's not the reason why Cal doesn't like him. His real reason is that he thinks no one is good enough for his sister. Travis makes an indecent remark after that, causing Cal to punch him. Their fight gets interrupted by Ross trying to get in, so they venture onto the roof. Up there, Cal and Travis see the dog running. It vanishes once it runs behind a certain segment of grass. Soon it reappears on the road. They infer there is a loophole that could bring them to the exit. Then Travis slips, only to get caught by Cal. But perhaps due to his hatred toward the man, Cal lets him go. Following that, Ross makes it to the roof, so the group exits the building. Becky wants to know where Travis is. She thinks Cal did something to him. He doesn't tell her, though she figures it out from his indirect statement. This upsets her, prompting her to run alone into the grass. Cal starts following her. Before going far, Ross comes to inform him it's a mistake for him to think he's leaving this place. That makes him run into the field. However, Ross catches him using a loophole. While he holds him on the ground, he says Cal made every choice to escape at different times. Despite his efforts, they all led him to Ross. After he says this, Cal sees his lifeless self to the side, which terrifies him. Past that Cal, we see many other such bodies. They become progressively more decomposed. The next scene has Travis lying on the ground where Cal allowed him to fall. He is alive, hearing Becky call him, so he goes into the grass to speak to her. Without seeing her, he expresses his gladness that she didn't listen to him and decided to keep the baby. But she responds that she was going to give the baby up. At that point, Ross grabs her. He lays her down near the supplies she found earlier. One of them is some small scissors that she uses on Ross to help her escape. The lady now walks alone. The situation worsens as it starts raining. Then it gets worse again when some odd grass people come out. She hits one of them, but it is to no avail. They start carrying her somewhere. She loses consciousness as they do it because she wakes up near the rock. At this point, she does not know what else to do, so she calls Cal. She says not to let him hurt Travis. Her past self asks who it is, and we realize it is the static call from earlier. However, Becky can't continue talking because she experiences strong pain in her stomach. Afterward, the earth opens, revealing many bodies there. It is uncertain what it is. Were all those people claimed by the field of grass? Perhaps it could even be hell. Whatever it is, it makes Becky yell in terror at the sight of it. After that, her pain becomes too severe to bear. When she wakes up, Cal is there to hold her newborn. He also feeds her some grass. As she keeps eating it, she notices it doesn't taste like grass, so she looks over to see that her baby is misshapen. At that moment, Cal turns into Ross. Later, Travis manages to find Becky alone. All she could do it faintly utter the word baby. Travis despairs once he sees her belly. Tobin appears to tell them that his dad destroyed the baby. He also says this will never stop. They will keep losing their lives to Ross countless times. This makes Travis yell out to the man. He hears his call, appearing behind Travis to strike him down. They fight until Ross takes a bone from the earth to impale him with. Once he has dealt with him, he takes his son to the rock, wanting him to touch it. Yet Becky comes in to smash his other eye with a rock. Now the man is blind, and Travis is still alive. He slams Ross's head against the mystical rock. Next, he uses some of the grass to start strangling him. We hear ominous chanting surrounding them as it takes place. Eventually, Ross collapses. Travis comes to Becky and holds her while crying. He thinks there is nothing left for him to do. They cannot solve this problem unless one of them does something very different. So Travis goes to touch the rock. Instantly, the sky turns red. He gets affected by it on a deep level. We see a redness course through the grassy fields, like blood flowing along veins. When it's finished, Travis takes Tobin somewhere. He gives him the bracelet he picked up earlier. Then he tells the boy to not let them in. It is not known who he means. After he says that, Tobin finds himself in a strange room. Upon opening its door, he comes out from the locked door in the church. Coming outside, he sees Becky and Cal as they just arrived. So he runs to them, urging the siblings not to enter. But Cal wants to go in. This prompts the boy to give the bracelet to Becky. Seeing that she now has two of them, she says there's something not right about this place. She also understands the boy got the bracelet from Travis. The three of them get in the car. Inside, Becky realizes she wants to return home and keep her baby. When they start riding back, Travis stands nearby in the grass, making sure they leave. Knowing that they did, he can now rest, so he falls to the earth. He believed he had to sacrifice himself like that to atone for his sins. Ross, however, also touched the rock, yet he turned to evil. We surmise that he was very likely evil from the beginning.